What do you think was the single moment or realization that made you pivot, that made you say, this Bitcoin thing, I know it's early, but this is the next game that I have to play in?
I really had a high drive for entrepreneurism straight out of college, and I wanted to start businesses, and I did. And I started a construction business. It was very successful, and then we had the 2008 crisis. I was very fortunate when I grew up. I grew up in a well-off family. My dad was a serial entrepreneur and a businessman at his core, lawyer, CPA, and so I got to see kind of the art of the deal because he was always involved in deals. And so I got out of college looking to do the same thing, and I did. It was an eight crisis, real estate crisis hit, and it took the company out. I didn't have to file bankruptcy, but it took me down to a level financially that was uncomfortable, to say the least. And it taught me how quickly you can go from being the belle of the ball as it pertains to getting loans and banks, and they all fight for your services or for your business, to going to being essentially getting called every day and loans being called. That those are very, very different feelings. And so this notion that the banks are only there for the people that don't need them really started to get ingrained in my psyche. And I found Bitcoin, and it's in the truest essence of what Bitcoin is. It's equal access to everyone. If you own a computer, you can dedicate its processing power and earn money in the form of Bitcoin. That is the birth of Bitcoin. And so I became a miner, and I fell in love with this notion that we could take 6 billion unbanked people in the world and give them a bank account without a piece of paper being filled out, without the scrutiny of walking into a lobby and essentially the bank telling you whether they want your business or not. I don't think that that's something that helps global economies. I think that that is friction in the system. And I think that if we remove that friction, it's not only good for the people on the other side of that now have access, but it's also good for the global economy. It's good for the world. It's good for everyone.
Yeah, I love that. And I know your mission at Arch Public is to give everyone a hedge fund in their pocket. And that's a pretty powerful disruptive statement.